Hi everybody, this is John's son Joe. Most of you know me, some of you don't. I didn't want to have to make this video. I was hoping Dad would do it. I was hoping this was going to be Dad saying that he's recovered. He's got a clean bill of health. He's in remission. But things didn't work out that way. Easter this year, Dad went into the hospital with shortness of breath, and it turned out to be congestive heart failure. He went on the ventilator and he almost died right there. He had what can only be described as a near-death experience. As my mom was praying, asking God to hold his hand, while my dad was unconscious on the ventilator, he said Jesus was holding his hand. Easter Sunday, he woke up, got off the ventilator. He wasn't supposed to survive that. It's a 10% survival rate. He was due to start the next round of chemotherapy just before that, or just after that, and it was another chemical chemo through his pick, and had he taken that, it would have killed him pretty much instantly because the damage done to his heart. As it turns out, he had congestive heart failure, and it was manageable, though we've got a drug regimen that was working to get rid of the excess fluid, keep it from building up too rapidly. He was doing good, was able to start his next round of chemo, which was a oral chemo. It had to all be crushed because of the damage to his esophagus from radiation. And this was to take care of lymph nodes in his chest that had also become cancerous. This last Sunday night, he started breathing. I guess I should say before that we'd gotten his PIC service the previous day, and he was having some shortness of breath, so we went back into the hospital and they x-rayed, and he had some fluid building up in his lungs, and it turned out that he just needed the fluid drained off. So we did that. We got the fluid drained like always, and it seemed to go well. We brought him home, but once he got home, he started to shiver and show signs of infection, and we wound up having to take him to the hospital in an ambulance that night, and he never left the hospital. Over the next week, his organs began to shut down, and last night he laid his hand on my head. He could barely talk. He's in and out of consciousness with the drugs and the painkillers, and it was like a blessing. He put his hand on my head as I wept, kneeling at his bedside, praying that God would have mercy. And at that point, it was just the mercy of taking him quickly, not letting him suffer, because he was in organ failure. He was so weak. There was just nothing left to do. And all that was left was to hope he didn't suffer long. And this morning, at approximately 8:30 a.m., my beloved father, my teacher, my spiritual leader, my best friend, went to his reward. It hurts in ways I didn't know it could hurt. Anything could hurt. But I also know that the life he had in the last few weeks was not going to be a life that would have made him happy. He'd lost his voice. He was starting to lose his eyesight in the hospital. He's so weak. Now, to all his friends, everyone who loved him, which is a multitude of people all around the world, everyone who prayed for him and lifted him up to the Father in prayer, I thank you, and I ask you to join me in a drink to salute my father. John Wesley Jalbert, man of God, father, husband, the greatest teacher, friend, and father I could have ever asked for. I salute you, Dad. Godspeed.